Well, hello. I am on my Polearm only account today, and I have an important question for you. Who is the best Hydro Polearm in the game? You may find this to be a silly question, considering if you do Hydro and Polearm, there's only one character. It's Candace. But for today's purpose, I don't really consider Candace to be the best Hydro Polearm. To be more specific, by best, I would say fastest. Who is the fastest Hydro Polearm in the game? And I'll give you a hint. It's this boy on screen. And the simple reason for this is Zhongli has a normal attack chain that has a lot of hits that happen quite fast, and this means he can apply a lot more Hydro with the infusion from Candace compared to how much Hydro Candace could apply with her normal attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Candace in that sequence will apply a Hydro twice, versus Zhongli can apply a Hydro 3 times, I believe. He will apply Hydro on the first hit, he will apply Hydro on the 4th hit, and then he'll apply Hydro in this 5-hit sequence here, and then it will kind of start over from there, right? So, in a shorter time frame, Zhongli can get more Hydro application out than Candace can, and let me go demonstrate this here with Xiangling. Okay, so what we're going to be watching for here is to see how often Xiangling vapes when I'm just doing Hydro application with Candace on field, versus doing Hydro application with Zhongli's normal attacks, right? So I'll do Candace first, and then I'll do Zhongli. So all you really got to watch for here is watch for Masanori. Notice how he has Pyro on him, right? And we can get some Hydro on him, right? But then he has Hydro on him, right? He doesn't get enough Hydro on him. Ideally, if we want Xiangling to vape, we need more Hydro application than Candace applied there. So what we really want to see is Masanori having a near-permanent Hydro aura on him instead of where he bounced between Hydro and Pyro aura, right? Because the difference we're going to see here is that when we start doing Hydro normal attacks with Zhongli, because of his faster application, he should apply enough Hydro so that Xiangling can consistently vape. And Xiangling, if you don't know, when she vapes, can get some pretty decent damage, even without Bennett. I screwed this up before. I'm gonna do this again. Okay, do that. Can you not run away from me? I don't know why I chose to fight Masanori. But anyways, notice how the Hydro aura now is staying on him, right? Zhongli is a better Hydro player than Candace. Of course, this still, relies on Candace to give Zhongli the Hydro. So, you could absolutely say that Candace is still the best Hydro, and you'd be right. But for the purpose of the gimmick of today's video, we're doing Hydro Zhongli, and the reason we're doing Hydro Zhongli is because of his faster application, and that's just, his fast normal attack chain means he has faster application rate with him on field with Hydro versus on fielding, the actual Hydro unit. So the plan for today is to configure Zhongli to have a Hydro DPS build, and then we're going to have Yunjin buffing his normal attacks, and then hopefully Xiangling will be getting a bunch of vapes, and then Candace is mostly just on a little bit of off-field damage with an emblem build, so just supportive utility. The only meaningful issue with this team, by the way, is just energy needs. This character, and this character, and this character all have annoying energy costs. So, yay, the only one that won't is Zhongli, because the plan for today is to do 4-piece Shimenawas on Zhongli. Weapons-wise, I guess we'll do Jade Spear. I've got this decent onset goblet to use. Alright, and we'll use that off-piece timepiece, and overall we got a 73 crit rate, 204 crit damage build on Zhongli. We don't need ER because we're not using his burst today, so this is probably near, hopefully near damage maximized Zhongli. It could theoretically be better to do something like this 4-piece Nymph's Dream set for Hydro Zhongli in this context, but I mean, I have an onset Hydro Goblet, and nothing else. Okay, well, yep, no, not using that set. Only awkward thing with Shimenawa's on Zhongli is that we're going to have to make sure we do his skill after we do all of our other characters. Normally, you would start a rotation with Zhongli's skill, but if you start a rotation with Zhongli's skill in this team, and this is going to be, so this might be something I do accidentally because it's a hard habit to break, right? But Shimenawa's gives you normal charge attack plunging bonus for 10 seconds after using his skill. And that means if you use his shield and then, do your other character's things, you'll switch back to Zhongli and you only have like 4 or 5 seconds left on his Shimenawa's buff, right? So you really want to do it after you're done with doing your other supports in the context of on-fielding Zhongli. But anywho's, as long as we meet our ER needs on everyone, I think this team's going to be fairly decent. You could probably, of course, have better variations of this team that are not on a Polearm only account, like Bennett, because Bennett and Chungling, you know, are a combo. That would probably be a lot better idea. The other interesting thing is, of course, oh my gosh, I just noticed. Okay, sorry, just my brain. I love this whole, like, look at his HP. I was gonna say Zhongli's HP is gonna make it so his shield is not very shieldy, but how could I complain with 21,212 HP? That's actually perfect. This is my favorite HP amount I've ever had in a character. He's staying on this build forever. Alright, since we're here, we may as well test this properly against Masanori. We'll set him to his high HP version. What I probably need to try to do is funnel particles to Chungling, like I just did there. And do that, do this. Oh, I gotta do that. Alright, there we go. Blam. Oh, look at the damage. Can you go to your next phase, Bobble? Oh, you know what? One thing I'd probably have to do is make sure I do multiple skills on the other characters. Alright, do your move. Yep. Alright, do that. Oh, I didn't get the particles. Oh well. Alright, blam. And blam. I need a fab. There we go. Funnel to Chungling. Use you. Alright, and blam. I love the... Oh my gosh. Okay. I like this. Because it's not obvious, I have not actually messed with this team at all to any meaningful degree. I had the idea for it a long time ago. I just kind of kept on forgetting to make a video about it. But anywho's, yeah, Zhongli's the best Hydra character. There's the proof. I definitely took a meaningful amount of damage there against Masanori, which is a part of the problem of, you know, relying on specifically Zhongli's shield in this context when we are using Shimenawa, so that could actually push the ideal build towards different artifact sets that you're more free to just use his shield and then don't have to worry about the timing of the Shimenawa's bonus. I don't think I have any other realistic options other than doing 2-piece on this account though. So we're just going to have to deal with some of the little bit of fragility issues. You can do some like skill expression based things like absorbing damage with Yunjin's and Candace's hold skill. Both of them act as a shield that prevents a certain amount of damage. But let's go fight some harder enemies. I don't actually think this thing is the harder enemy per se, but it's one of those enemies you can try to test out to see if you can kill in a one rotation or not. It's a good like standard DPS test for any competent team. Should be able to kill the overworld version of this thing in one rotation, I'd say. Yeah, there we go. A little bit close there. I really want to be able to use, I'd say, another skill every rotation for both Candace and Yunjin. You get the point. You gotta play a little bit smarter than I've shown it so far. Or just put, you know, all the energy recharge on your characters. That would work too. Alrighty, let's test against a mighty butthole. And didn't get a fab proc from Yunjin there. That's not exactly ideal, but hey, it's fine. And I swapped to Yunjin, or to Chungling there to make sure I got some particles. And I love seeing like 15k plus damage. I ran out of Yunjin. That's another problem with Yunjin actually. Like again, this is a normal account. Use Bennett. The way Yunjin's buff works, and for anyone not aware, she has a limit. This is the trigger quota here for how many instances of normal attacks she can buff. And that means because Zhongli has a pretty fast normal attack chain, he uses up the buff. It basically means in a little bit over 3 sequences of normal attack hits, he uses up all of Yunjin's buff. I digress. Use Bennett. It's smarter. Lowers Chungling's energy needs. Oh gosh. Can you get out of the trees, bro? I hate you. Like, okay. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. Blam. Apologies for this footage, but I would blame the dude. Yeah, obviously you can see his, okay, can you come over here? If I had Zhongli on my main account, I would just, can you like get over? I hate this dude. If I had Zhongli on my main account, I would just do this on my main account. Dude, get away from the freaking trees. Why does he just, Bro, come over here. My dude, get away from the trees. I'm sick of you being in the woods. Okay, screw you. I hate everything about your resistance, and I didn't catch those particles. Good, that's great. It's pretty much... It's pretty much what I wanted. Okay. Alright, freeze the butthole. Do this. Kill Yunjin. Yep, that's exactly.
hot to handle.
Kill her too, because everyone's being overloaded. I hate this dude. I hate
I'm too hot to handle.
Okay, I will say one thing. Hydro Zhongli does not function very well when you lose the entire team that is designed around him. Okay, you win this one, Liam, and I am sick of you for the day. Goodbye. I'm running in the woods myself. Yeah, I acknowledge that, you know, this team has problems, but I blame Yunjin and Mihoyo deciding that they hated Yunjin and wanted to give her ridiculous energy needs. Yeah, I don't know. It showcases the team who can deal damage, and like it's enabling Xiangling to vape consistently, right? But obviously Bennett would be ideal in this team, and I just can't do that on a Polearm only account. Oh well. We will take this to Abyss regardless, by the way. I'm not confident we'll be able to full clear or anything, but I'm gonna do my darndest. I think I might try rotating a little bit differently, since Candace is a lot more likely to trigger Fav. As soon as Candace triggers Fav, which apparently she doesn't even want to demonstrate for me, but once Candace triggers Fav, I'll switch to Xiangling and do Xiangling's burst instead of doing Yunjin into Xiangling like I was doing before. Alright, before we added the Abyss, let's try Rocky here. Let's do that, do that, do this, do that. I didn't get the Fav con. Okay. Yeah, funneling Fav particles is a bit annoying this team. Use Bennett. That's all I can say. And we won't have this problem. Can you stop? Man. I would like fighting these local legends so much more if they just were on like a playing field that wasn't annoying. Like why? Why? Bro's just stuck down there. I mean, I'm just gonna sit here and have a staring contest with Rocky, because this is the game that Mihoyo designed. You know, God forbid they give us a damage dummy in the game to try to test teams on, or, you know, make a not jank playing field for fighting their, you know, overworld style boss creatures like Rocky Avildsen. And instead, this is the experience we get because, you know, game design. How you doing, Rocky? You having a good time? I'm having a great time. This is exactly what I planned this video to be. I should have tested this team more before recording this, but I generally speaking try to keep my videos more organic and figure out the issues with them as I go. I think it's more genuine showing some of the issues with this, but it's possible I could revisit this on my main account if I ever get Zhongli there, but I don't really like Zhongli, actually. At least I should specify, I don't like Zhongli for the ways he is normally used, which is just for his, like, as a defensive unit. I think he's a very, very boring unit, and I think he makes the game less interesting. But for stuff like his normal attack chain, I think this is genuinely, in my opinion, the most interesting aspect of Zhongli's kit. You could do similar things with, you know, Chung Yun or whatever, and you know, and of course C6 Bennett in the same vein. You could do Pyro Zhongli. Anywho's, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got. How is your guys' day going? I'm just here having a chat with my friend who wants to beat the ever living at me, and it's just how friends be sometimes. But you know, it's Zhongli's old friend here. They go way back, and sometimes you got old beefs that get some resurfacing, right? And these things happen, but Zhongli knows how to, you know, use rocks to put people in their place, even when said people have rocks in their name. Alright, well, I'm done with this gimmick. I have no idea. I think I stood there for several minutes. I'm probably not going to include the full several minutes in the video. Anywho's, I guess let's just go to the Abyss, and we'll see the problems with it that are, you know, in the real endgame combat that isn't on a jank playing field. It doesn't take me long to get my energy back, as you can see. It's not like these characters are low on ER, it's just I gotta be smart with using my additional skills. And then after doing, say, I don't know, two normal attack chains with Zhongli, switch to Candace, do another skill, switch to Yunjin, do another skill, and then finish up doing some normal attacks with Zhongli. I think that's the rotation to try to fix the energy issues I'm having a little bit here. But let's see if that theory works in the Abyss. This is definitely a harder Abyss cycle for Polearms only, and yeah, I don't know if this team is going to do it, but we do have a single target side in the second half, so I'm going to take Hydro Zhongli to the second half, and I'm going to do an overload team on the first half. Alright, well, I cleared the first side in a minute and a half, so let's do that. trigger fab, please. There we go. That took a long time to trigger fab, but oh well, it happens. And chicken's gonna die, right? I already ran out of infusion because I did Candace first this time. Okay. And also, I forgot to rotate properly. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just making mistakes because that's what humans do. Okay. All right. Do this. Do this. Can I ever trigger fab? Oh my god. This Candace says, oh my god, game. Oh, fine. The bad luck on the fab procs on the lower fine fab is killing me. Alright, it's fine. I think we're still good at 3-star. It's just, I wasted all the infusion again. Okay. Candace's infusion uptime, I think, is only 12 seconds. I cannot do... okay. Well, I think we might succeed nonetheless, but this was terrible. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Do that. Okay, this rotation is not working. Why am I continuing the same rotation as I was before? No. Stop it. Alright, I mean, okay, I did it. The chicken did. Did I do it well? No. I'm gonna redo the first chamber here. I just want to make sure I have full energy for the second chamber, because the second chamber is a little harder. For what it's worth, though, I did, you know, 3-star there on the first try. So, you know, like, the team is doing competent damage. But also the chicken is by far the easiest chamber in this abyss, so, yeah, that's Also, I just noticed the chicken creates a dendro ore on itself, so it would cause burning sometimes, which then overpowers the hydro still. But you know, I really wish Candace had just a higher uptime on her infusion. That would actually solve a lot of the slight rotational issues I'm having in this team right now. But alas, I mean, I'll take the damage bonus for Zhongli, but I would have appreciated a DR. Alright, here we are on the second chamber. Let's see if this thing's gonna be a butthole. It probably is, because yep. It's fine, we can absorb some damage that way. Didn't get the particles for Xiangling, but oh well, I'm used to it at this point. I switched the wrong character. Okay, I don't really have time to switch back to Zhongli because by that time, I don't know. Yeah, rotations are awkward in this team. That's all I can say. The premise is still there, to be clear. With don't kill Xiangling. Okay, we're just gonna have to screw some things up here. The premise is still here, right? With Xiangling, you're already going into this phase. You know, Zhongli is the fastest hydro player in the game. I just don't have the right things in this account to, I think, properly do stuff with it, which is unfortunate. But you know what? Hey. You can see the damage there when it doesn't work, and it's sad. Oh, he got through the shield. Okay, not killing this thing in 3 seconds is a bit unfortunate, but hey. I say 3 seconds, I meant to say like a minute and a half, but you know, my brain doesn't brain sometimes. It's fine. I am not going to attempt to 3-star this one. It's just the boss has too much annoying RNG, and I am a mix of bad, and this team has energy problems that are solved with things that are not available in this account because only Polearm characters do. It's very fun on paper, but it ends up being too clunky in practice because of energy issues, which is, you know, Mahoyo's favorite flaw to give characters. And, yeah, I don't know. You get the point. I digress. I didn't mean to like have a fun, silly video digress. Turn into, you know, complaining about, oh, really? Why? I've never had to actually deal with this thing doing this phase multiple times. Whatever. Just try to beat the thing. To be clear, like I think it still is a demonstration of, like, for many players, you know, even 2-starring is something they consider passable, right? And that would not be that hard on this account, other than, you know, making sure I live. That is actually a slight challenge at the very least. You know, you get the point. I have done things unideally, and I can still probably 2-star this if I could ever, you know, get out of this hole. But Although I'm going to, oh boy. No, I'm not going to have any energy for the next phase, but hey, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, it's so satisfying seeing like the 30 get like, oh man. Like, hey, 2-star again. And still don't have ER in the next chamber, and I don't have any energy. I think rather than trying to go through the full abyss, I'm not going to bother with the next one, because the next one is just doing like plunging things, and which would be great if I had bet it. So, you know, whatever. I'm not going to bother. But you know what? I guess I will leave off this with this fight against Coppelius here, because this team is quite fun, and yeah, I don't know, why not? It's a slight preview to a future Hu Tao video I plan on making as well. This team is an interesting example of, I think, people sometimes underestimating the value of doing dual DPS teams. Like, yes, it's not ideal because you can't like fit both in Raiden's and oops. You can't fit Raiden's and Hu Tao's, you know, DPS window in a standard rotation. But if you break free of the, you know, the standard rotation mindset and have invested characters, it's like, I don't know, it feels fun, and there's advantages to being able to. I missed. There's advantages to being able to. Die, please. Thank you. To finish my sentence from there, there's advantages to being able to have a team that with multiple on-field DPSs can dynamically always be dealing damage with one DPS or another, and I think Chevreuse is actually a character that lends herself pretty well to that flexibility, and that's something I actually look forward to being even better with an upcoming character for this account. But as far as Hydro Zhongli is concerned, yeah, I mean, I think I demonstrated well enough that he applies the most Hydro in the shortest window possible. It's also something of in conjunction with Candace C6. Candace can't trigger her own C6, so that's part of the problem, right? And I don't know, it's mostly a joke concept, right? Because it does still, of course, rely on Candace to enable Hydro Zhongli to be the fastest Hydro applier for a polearm character. But at the same time, I don't know, I think it's just kind of a funny, silly idea, and it's the thing that I think best showcases the most interesting thing about Zhongli's kit, which is something they really seem to not want to do anymore in character kits, which is add a really fast attack sequence. And the reason they don't want to seems to be exactly what we saw here, wherein like if they have characters with fast normal attack sequences, they apply more of the element, right? And Mihoyo doesn't want you to have the freedom to turn characters into a Hydro player, so they try to do their best to make those things not very common. But hey, you know, it not being a very common thing for characters to have these really fast multi-attack hit sequences. I think Xiangling is really one of the only other ones that has it. Zhongli's is just a little bit better in how it hits. And anyways, blah 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 blah. You get the point. Hydro Zhongli works. I had fun with it. I can't say I'm gonna actually stick to this build as satisfying as, you know, the 21,212 HP is. This team has clunkiness problems. I could potentially get a new build for him, you know, on different artifacts that would fix some of the clunkiness and survivability issues that I was having, and I could get more ER. But ultimately, this team really does feel like one that, for it to feel properly good, I'm guessing would require Bennett. I don't know. Maybe let me know if you want me to pull Zhongli on my main account and revisit this in the future, I suppose. Because I could genuinely try to do this in a different way on my main account. Having more options would maybe make it go from being mostly a silly joke to properly really good. That's my current vibe based on the issues I had here. But I could be wrong. So I don't know. Let me know. This would genuinely be one of the only reasons for me to get Zhongli on my main account. On this account, I need Zhongli to be, you know, the normal generic defensive unit because I have less units for defensive utility, and he's also a buffer, so I kind of need him for normal Zhongli things. On my main account, I don't need Zhongli for normal Zhongli things, and I don't want Zhongli for normal Zhongli things. But hey, for meme things like turning him into the fastest Hydro Polearm, maybe I do need him on my main account.